in the clubs or banging in the streets. You'll hear it here first on WBNC. Breaking Chains Radio, where music is the line. Beat after beat. You are now rocking with an official UBK DJ.
Smoov. And you know who I got by my side.
It's your girl, the Brooke.
Hey, yo, this is Gold, a.k.a. Golden Boy, straight out of Houston via Philly. And when I'm on the net, I always check out the CL Smoov and Bev Brooks show. You never know what's going to happen. CL, hey, Bev, keep banging.
Hey, yo, this is Grand Centennial, a.k.a. Grand Stizak. And when I want to rock out or get it popping, I tune into the CL Smoov and Bev Brooks show with the best duo on the box. You heard?
Mic check. As night creeps over the city, your boy's about to go ham. Making it sexy for the ladies. Rocking it for the fellas. This is AJCL Smoov.
WBNC, Breaking Chains Radio, is the home of
The CL Smoov and Bev Brooks show. Hello, it's me. I don't know where I'm at. I don't know what happened. But alrighty, we're gonna take care of that in 1 second. I can't hear you. I need to go to the other microphones, to the other headphones. Maybe. Will that work? Can I hear you now? Speak. I still can't hear you. I still can't hear you. I don't know. Speak again.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you a little bit. Speak again.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, there you go. Maybe that'll work. Yeah. So now let's try this again. Hello.
Hey,
Uh,
how you doing?
I'm all right.
I'm doing just fine, just lovely today. You know what? I put something up on and announced something for today, and I put the CL Smoov and Bev Brooks show.
Yep. As you should. But
Yeah, because it is what it is. But technically,
technically, it's not. We're actually in somebody's time slot right now.
right, that right there, that whole thing right there.
Yeah. So what we're gonna have to do is just do what we need to do. I guess we have to talk. Ah! So
Okay, so
we're supposed to be having a guest soon, don't we?
yeah, and
We're
kind of
Yeah.
like hello,
Yeah.
hello.
Did
Ah,
you hear somebody?
no, now I'm about to bring somebody or their top slot. You know.
Okay, all right. So we might have a special guest in a couple seconds.
Uh,
Got to figure out this person want to even talk to us tonight.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Look, all I see is fingers poking and stuff like that.
you know what?
and
I need
things.
to. I'm gonna join it over there
And
too.
things.
Just give me a second. Because if y'all on Facebook and
They trying
if-
they
if-
straightening up their
if they're on
glasses. Right
Facebook and Zoom, then you know,
Well,
y'all
if
could-
they,
y'all
they
could-
on Facebook, because we are Facebook Live right now.
yeah, Facebook Live. What
Yes.
page? What page we on?
Beverly Brooks. We are on that one
Okay.
because we got to share. Sharing is caring. Sharing is caring.
Yeah. Yep.
You know.
All right.
So,
So,
you hop on in here, okay?
I'm about to hop.
Okay, I don't know what your hops
Yeah,
is, but
my
not
hops
too
is-
high.
yeah.
Not too high.
I can't hop like this dude that we already talked to.
Shit, this one that's on here right
Yeah.
now, he hops. He got hops for
Yeah.
you. You know, he
I can't.
he
I
does his little
understand.
sprints and
Listen,
hops and
Listen,
you know.
listen, maybe if I was 20 years younger, I could get him.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
And
Because he even taking out the young bulls.
yeah, And on top of that, maybe he might pull a hammy, but he's still
He
dropping
might pull a hammy, but he would never let you know.
He's still dropping them though.
He would never let you know.
See, this is what I'm talking about.
That's what I'm always saying. That it's just all about
I
that.
tell you,
You know, he's smooth like that. He the other smooth. He's the TH, not the V. He not you. He the TH.
Yeah.
See, so I'm looking for him to unmute himself. Because he's muted.
Yeah.
Bingo. I'm on.
Yeah. Wait a minute. He's
Okay.
still
No, I still don't hear him.
You
Where
can't
is
hear
he?
me?
Oh, now I hear
Yeah,
you.
now
There
we
you
hear you.
go.
Yeah. Where you at? Speak. for me.
Technology is beautiful when it works.
Yes. When it want to work. Yeah.
Yeah,
When it-
when it does that thing. Yeah.
Yes. What's
Yeah.
going on?
What's up, brother?
So technically,
Yes.
we are actually broadcasting on your show,
Yeah.
Napoleon's
this
Corner.
moment, right this moment.
So,
I
okay.
saw.
Yes.
Uh-oh. Hold on.
Yeah. Can you?
Yeah, I gotta do something. Hold on. I don't know why it's doing that. Hold on. What in the world? All right, there we go. Let's try that again. Yeah. Technology. See?
When it want to work.
When it
When it work. When it
wants
wanna
to.
work.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What's going on, people?
Chilling.
Everything is going on good. So if none of y'all really, pay attention, we have here with us today Mr. Eugene Napoleon. He is the owner of Net Vision Entertainment. He is a best-selling author of 3 books.
Yes.
That's right. Because I was like, wait a minute. Oh well,
One
wait a
of
minute.
those 3.
I know the 2. Then I was like, wait a minute. Yep, there you go. Reflections
There you go.
2.0.
2.0.
Yeah. That's the
It's
newest
the
one.
latest that is out. Y'all have to get it. Y'all have to get it. It's on Amazon,
Yes. Barnes and Noble.
Barnes and Noble. Okay, so any ones that y'all like, if y'all don't like Amazon, y'all want to think that Barnes and Nobles is a little bit more credentials, y'all order from Barnes and Nobles, or like y'all people that like to walk in the store and order at Barnes and Noble. You can do that too.
Appreciate
We have this young man on his show because he didn't realize, because he didn't understand the conversation that we was having prior to this. And this is Napoleon's Corner, via the CL Smoov and Bev Brooks show on WBNC Breaking Chains Radio.
Absolutely. Now, let me go ahead and put this out here. I did hear exactly what you were saying, and that's the reason why I did not release or do anything with Napoleon's Corner this evening, because I knew we were doing this.
Ooh.
He's trying to call somebody out.
All right. So
But technically,
I like how he did
but
that too.
in actuality, he could have put out about Napoleon's Corner, powered by WBNC.
Yes, absolutely.
Technically, he has that authority to do so.
Yes.
Let me tell you something. That's the good thing about not doing things because you have the authority to do them without checking with said people who actually own WBNC Breaking Change Radio in Philly, award-winning radio station owned by Christopher and Bev. You just can't go doing willy-nilly stuff just because you think you have the authority. That's the problem now. Everybody running around doing what they think they have the authority to do.
That is right.
Yes.
That is correct.
That is correct.
That is correct.
You know what you do? You learn to stay in your lane humbly.
Got you.
Very much so.
Got you. So everybody heed the words.
Stay in your lane.
Stay in your lane.
Humbly.
That is-
Humbly.
Humbly.
Exactly.
He put the new ending on it,
Mhm.
and everybody needs to say that,
Yeah. Humbly.
because we said a couple people to stay in their lane, but we ain't say humbly. We just told you stay in your lane.
Yeah.
You got to go back and put the humble part on it.
Well, let's see if they can make it. But what we're going to do, it's a whole different subject. Humble, but that's a huge word in
Yes.
the vocabulary. A
For
lot
some.
of people won't understand that word.
They should. I don't know why they don't.
They should. But that's the key word. Should.
Yes.
Society right now is on its tilt, and a lot of people is like screwed up right now. So everybody want to be first. I need to get to where I'm going. Leave me be. I'm gonna do what I want to do. Yeah. All right. Y'all go ahead. Go right ahead.
Yeah. This is why I thank God for your platform, because it is a platform that reaches so many, not just here in the United States, but globally. And to have the opportunity to come on such a platform and just speak freely and openly, that's a blessing all in itself. So thank you for having me as a guest on your platform, even though it's via, Napoleon's Corner, it's still your platform. So thank you. See that?
We're thankful to have you.
Yes.
Humble, see?
We're
Humble.
thankful to have you.
Right.
Thank you.
So we're humbled to have you on our station.
I appreciate it.
You know, we
Yes, sir.
just let everybody know that we are humble, you know, and
This
they
is
need
a
to
major
take
dude over here.
like, this is a
I
real
don't
major dude.
understand
People don't understand. They don't.
the person that we're talking
Oh
to.
my God.
Please look him up. Google him. Eugene Napoleon. Eugene Napoleon.
Like the things that do. Okay, first and foremost, what y'all see behind him. Okay, what y'all see behind him.
Yeah.
He has had the pleasure of the only reason why he is in the industry. The only reason why he is in the industry for entertainment with his Nat Vision Entertainment is because of his lovely wife, Naya, you know, and I call her AKA Tracy Napoleon.
Yep.
But at the end of the day, she's Naya. You know, 3-time award winning, Grammy considered, gold selling recording artist, and
the plaques are right behind them.
It's just sitting all back there, and that
well, you listen, we
triple platinum,
and but there's a reason for that. There's a reason for that, and you all need to be how would I put it? Spoke on, because those 3 platinum joints back there wouldn't have happened. We don't do this by ourselves, and we know that would not have happened had it not been for a radio station in Philly, Breaking Chains, WBNC Radio, to put that out, put the music out, let people hear it from all corners of the earth, and then give them the opportunity to say, yes, we like this, or no, we don't like this. You can't do this by yourself. So for those, I don't care how talented you are. I'll make the football analogy. I was a running back. I couldn't gain any yardage by myself without my offensive lineman. A receiver can't catch a football if the quarterback's not throwing it. You know what I mean? So, you know, I think when people get caught up in the end result, that's the end result. It all started with obviously Naya writing a single, words to a record. The producers, Kenny Black, the Music Machine, Grammy, considered. My cousin, multi-time platinum recording artist, from PM Dawn, Jared Cortez, AKA Eternal PM Dawn. Without those type of producers and radio stations like yourself, the end result doesn't happen.
That's true.
Yeah, the end result doesn't happen. So for those people who are listening to this interview, you can be successful, but you'll be successful in a vacuum by yourself if you don't learn how to give credit to those who've helped you to obtain that success. You don't do it by yourself. So I'm saying that honestly and humbly because we understand that. This is not about Naya. This is not about Eugene Napoleon singly or collectively without a team of people who believe in your product to say, you send it, we're going to play it. You know, you write it, we're going to promote it, and we're going to buy it. You know what I mean? We don't do this by ourselves, and we understand that, and we thank God for that. That in itself is the blessing, that you really do have a mindset to understand that. If you miss that thing, I don't know, feel sorry for you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's an old saying, it's lonely at the top. Well, you know why it's lonely at the top? Because nobody has reached down to pull people up with them.
Ah, yeah, that is
That's
true.
why. Yeah. We're not climbing no ladders by ourselves. Listen, we're going to hoist up a whole bunch of ladders. Let's climb to the top together.
Mm-hmm. Now, okay, with that analogy now, let's see if we can switch around the analogy about the crabs in a barrel.
Sure.
Now, with that, a lot of people say that crabs in a barrel is somebody that's climbing their way out, and the ones that's left behind is trying to pull you back.
Mhm.
Now, can you switch that around to a positive note?
Absolutely. Okay. That's the nature. When you know the nature of something or someone or a group of people, you know what their nature, you already know what to expect. Crabs know other crabs.
Mm-hmm.
We all in the same barrel, but we know other crabs. So the key is it's the opportunity that you take to climb out of that barrel. Do you do it when other crabs are sleeping?
Mm-hmm.
Do you do it when they're distracted? If you put crabs in a barrel, it's funny what happens, right? They're crawling on top of each other.
Mm-hmm.
They have the mindset, look, I got to get out of here. Crabs are interesting. They know that they're in danger.
Mm-hmm.
But if you look at the crabs long enough, there's always an opportunity where there's a little bit of space in that barrel. Try it sometimes and see exactly what I'm talking about.
Okay.
There's always an opportunity where there's a little bit of space in that barrel. You know why? Because when you're climbing on top of each other, somewhere along the lines, you fall over. There's a little crease maybe over here, or there's a crease in the corner, or you might get one crab that slides all the way over here. But that's your opportunity to get up out that barrel. While they're trying to snatch you down, they're falling over each other. There's an opportunity for you to get out that barrel. Now, here's the funny part. It might look like the one that's getting on the top, or it's almost like 2 or 3 or 4 of the crabs. He done climbed on top of 3 or 4, other crabs. That's really that ladder that I was talking about.
Mm.
He done created a ladder for himself. Or it could be, they might be his crab buddies. We're going to help you get up out of here.
Mm-hmm.
They might get us, but we're going to save you. We're going to get you out of here. It's an interesting theory. The way I grew up, shouts out to Marion Garden Projects in Jersey City. I had a lot of good people look out for me when I was younger. It wasn't the crab in the barrel mentality per se. We don't want to see him do well. It was the complete opposite. We want, of course, you. I don't care where you're from. You're always going to have an envious group of people or whatever.
Right.
I'm talking about the older ones who said, we see what you have. We see how hard your mother's working. We're going to make sure that you do the right thing, man. We're going to cheer you on. I had a few people like that. So it wasn't so much the crab in the barrel mentality where I stuck with the other people who didn't see me in that light.
Mm-hmm.
I got to the corner, I guess, of the barrel, and I had a few people help me to push me out.
Yeah, because
I
people take
understand.
that. Yeah, because people say, I hate when people say, "Oh, there's this crab in a barrel." Let's think of it in a more positive manner. Like, because technically we can all. They say, I look at it like this. Sometimes you can't take everybody with you.
But that's very true. I look at it like that's one good way of putting it, Bev. Or I always tell people, listen, not everybody's meant to sit at your dinner table.
Right.
My mother-in-law was really shout out and much love to my mother-in-law, to the grave she went. My mother was the same way as well. They didn't believe that you should let anybody in your house.
Mm-hmm.
If you come to the house unannounced, you wasn't getting in.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so there are Southern women who believe like, no, you don't just walk up on somebody or sneak up on somebody. No, if you come to that house unannounced, your hips will be out there. You ain't getting in here.
And that's what a lot of people live by that too. They be like, look, if you ain't place that phone call, I can be sitting right there with my door open. I can see you standing there. But if you ain't call, oh, okay. Hi, how you doing?
My mother-in-law used to peek out there. And, you know, she see you, see her. You still ain't getting up in here. So I believe in that. I do really do. All jokes aside, I believe in the concept of no, not everybody is meant to go. But here's the funny thing about that as well. As sure as we can say not everybody's meant to go, you have the other side who says, well, I'm upset that you got the opportunity to go. You know, so, okay, this is going to sound really crazy, but I understand, believe it or not, both sides. Psychology tells me this: as sure as you have one person who's happy for you, you're going to have 5 that's not. That's guaranteed. Now, if you think that because you've made it and everybody's going to applaud you, everybody's going to be happy for you, shame on you for thinking that. No, you have to know that not everybody's going to applaud your success.
Yeah, because a lot of people think that they were the ones who deserved to be there.
Sure.
But then you got to look at it at the whole aspect of, well, did you put in the work?
You took the words right out of my
post on Instagram. I got a post on Instagram that I actually locked in, and it says, if you don't do the work, I know I'm getting the words wrong. If you don't do the work, don't expect to have my success. You got to put the work in.
That's a good one.
To get my success.
That's a good one. And it's the truth. It's the truth. So how many people you know will get upset because you put the work in, you obtained the goals and successes that you worked hard to obtain, right? But they're angry at you because either they can't spend your money that you worked hard for, or they're upset because they're not mentioned in your success. Had nothing to do with it. People get mad at 50 all the time because they feel like you should carry the whole crew. And opportunities that are given for everybody. Now, if you don't work as diligently as the main person has worked, then how long are you obligated to carry someone? That's a question. How long are you obligated to carry someone that did not put in the work, but you did? So in other words, they're standing on your shoulders. They're riding on everything that you're doing. How long do you have that obligation to that person or group of people? That's a good question.
You don't. You don't. And that's one thing that we do have to learn, is to not sit up there and expect to ride somebody's coattail and expect them to constantly keep, helping us, assisting us, and we're just sitting there reaping the benefits and we're not doing anything. It's almost like, okay, I see what you did in the beginning. I see you, because you got the whole people, they do stuff to get in there. Then once they in there, they start slacking, but they still expect you to carry them, but they start slacking and they're not doing what they was supposed to be doing on their ends of the bargain. So it's like, now we have to revisit that contract.
Yeah, that's real talk. Either revisit that contract or we got to sit down and have a serious heart-to-heart. And that's the problem too. Most people don't want to do that. You're not going to have in order to have change, you have to have a open, true dialogue conversation in order to have any type of change. We talked about this a few weeks, so I would like to bring it up in this interview. Whenever somebody asks me about success or whatever, or how do I manage to shift gears and go from this to that, the one thing I always say when I'm dealing with or working with other people, I'm never going to tell you something that I didn't show you how to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't mind doing that because, again, I think each one teach one. And those are the rungs on the ladder that we're supposed to help build for one another. I truly believe that. So if a person says, I'm going to use this situation, to better me, but I'm not going to sit you down and say, hey, here's how it goes. I did this, I did this, I did this. Here's how it goes. Me personally, this is a personal thing.
Mm-hmm.
I personally have a problem with that. Because how am I going to come and make money off of you or money off of that person or money off of that person if I didn't show you the industry or how I made money selling books, creating other opportunities in the managerial space, creating opportunities in the music space, creating opportunities as a former sports agent, any of those things. We first have to sit down and talk about how I got to that point, and then I'm going to show you how you can get to that point.
Mm-hmm.
Now, to me, that's how you build success within your community. You strengthen your community not by one person, but by numbers. And the only way you can do that is if that one person shows everybody else how they got to that level. But then the problem is, just speaking real, no one wants to see the next person become as successful as them. Now that's one to chew on.
That right there, yes. But the thing about it is, what people don't realize is that your gifts are your gifts. So how you
Absolutely.
move with what somebody teaches you is how you move, and how, God has told you to do it this way. So everybody can basically eat off of the same concept, because everybody is not going to do it the same. It's going to be the
Absolutely.
same concept, but how it's done is not going to be the same. And then it's also how people are attracted to you in what you're doing.
Exactly.
Because a lot of people go off of feelings, how they feel, how it's like I hear what they saying, but I'm not feeling them. So that can be a whole.
For example, my show I got at nighttime.
Right.
Smoov group.
Yeah.
So, there's DJs out there that's doing slow songs and, got them playing and whatnot, but they're not doing what I'm doing. I hear this all the time. I went to another DJ's page. They just ain't you. There's only one me. I do what I do. I'm not telling nobody else to do what I do. But, you gotta just grind it out and make the best of what you know how to do. Because other than that, there's going to be a serious problem.
No, you're
Did you just go out on me,
I'm
Mr.
about to
Napoleon?
fix that. Yep, I'm about to fix that. Let's see. Yeah, he must have went out.
Yeah, he must have, but he's still there, but I think something has occurred. Like we say, technology be all jacked up. That's because of what we talking
Can you hear
about.
me?
Now we can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
I can hear you. You froze for a quick minute. I'm not sure. Could you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Are we
Yeah,
moving
'cause you
in
froze.
motion?
You're moving. Yeah. Can you? Yeah. Okay. Could you hear me? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Perfect. Because you froze for about 7 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Yeah. Sometimes again.
Had to change something real quick. Hopefully
It could be
Oh,
on. It could be on his end too.
Well,
You know.
hopefully we good. I'm just saying, things happen in technology eras. Saying.
Yeah, that's okay.
So
I knew you was gonna put that on his end. Yeah,
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. So, Mr. Napoleon, what
yes.
what visions do you have for helping somebody that wants to get into the industry?
In the music industry?
Yes.
Or okay. Well, one for sure, never get involved in a business that you're not well versed in. That's for sure.
Yes.
I would say definitely go and research this industry, the history of this industry, to be completely honest. Research the history, because unless you really understand the origin and the history of the music entertainment industry as a whole, you will then understand how it works, why it works that way, why the expectations are what they are as far as from a label perspective and ownership perspective. Then get into, don't look at, again, the end results, as I point back here. Look at the work that needs to be put in. Nowadays, it's so different. We've been in this business 27 years. It is so different than what it was when we first started in the early 90s. This is a different game. The concepts are still the same as far as if you sign with a label, the idea of it is we want to make the lion's share of the money. The artist gets the, the shortest stick possible, all of that stuff. We understand that. But until you understand the origin of the industry and the business, that's where I think the expectations become a problem. Once you understand that concept, now you have to figure out, how do I fit in that industry? Or do I want to fit in that industry?
Okay.
What ways do I navigate this where I'm not going to get caught up like 97 or 98% of everybody else? Because this industry is not for the faint of heart. You really have to understand, being an independent label with an independent artist for all these years, we've had opportunities to do major deals. Now, the beautiful thing is, I thank God for it, our distribution is on a major level, but we are an independent label. So to stay independent, be fully functional, means you have to spend your own money. You have to put not only the work in, but the financial resources and able to stay independent, where you don't feel pressured or obligated to go and do a deal that may not be in your best interest because you're so-called chasing a bag, or however they want to say. But we've always felt it's difficult to be part of something that maybe morally and the value system is yours. Now, that happens in every business, not just the music business. That happens in sports. It happens in business in general. The reason why I bring that up is because that's the other thing too. What are your expectations as an artist, a writer, or a producer? And really have
his internet.
Pause.
Yep. So this is, like I said, technology.
Technology. Yeah.
And it definitely gets wonky after a while. I tell you, this technology.
Okay. He don't speak again.
Can you hear me?
Now
Okay, now we can, because you froze.
Right. Yeah, this is interesting. On your end, it was a while ago, but am I coming across clear now?
Yes, it's somewhat.
It's still a little glitchy, but you know what? That's because I'm gonna put it to you like this. Something always happens to when you start speaking the truth.
That's the truth.
when you start talking about stuff that they like, oh, wait a minute, y'all talking a little bit too much. This is too much, information of knowledge that you're trying to give out. You're trying to educate some people, but it's something that's needed. And it's okay, because we're going to keep on going.
Appreciate that. So you can hear me clear now?
Yes.
sir.
Okay, perfect. I will say this, listen, the music industry, like anything else, is a beautiful industry if you get in it with and understand the expectations, understand what the business is all about, understand what you want to get out of it. If you get into this business thinking it's a get rich quick scheme, you're going to be sadly mistaken.
Mm.
If you get in this business and you don't own your publishing company, you don't your music and stuff, it's not properly registered, you're going to be sadly mistaken. If you get in the business because you're a guy, you want to get all the women, you're a girl, you want to get all the guys, anywhere in between those two sectors, you're going to be sadly mistaken. This is a long haul business. I applaud all of the younger artists who've gotten in this business, who really understand the landscape. They really do understand the technology. They really do understand where we are in real time, and they're making it happen. I applaud all of those young people, because apparently they figured it out. And apparently, if they're successful, that means they know what they're doing. You cannot come in this industry and not know what you're doing and reach success. It just doesn't work that way.
Mm-hmm.
Now, on that note, how did you get into the industry, and how did you get the education behind everything that you do?
Thank you. That's a great question. So this is too funny. Many moons ago, when I was playing ball and met my lovely wife, and she told me she wanted to get in the industry. Well, first off, she was always talented as a writer. So when I first met her, she had stacks of books of written poems and songs that she wrote herself. And I found that to be fascinating because they were really good. And this is way back when. And it gave me an understanding of how passionate she was because, like I said, books, not books, plural. That, so that gives you an idea of somebody's passion when they've already put in the work. So they have the concept to work. And I said, when I'm done playing, I really believe in what you have. I believe in your talent. I'm going to do everything I can to push your music out there. So lo and behold, when I retired from playing, I wound up working on Wall Street. And lo and behold, I wound up being introduced to, at that time, a business partner of mine, Russell Rosenthal. Shout out to Russell. And it was a beautiful thing. For 4 years, I took my concept of what at the time it was NAP Records, which only stands for the first 3 letters of our last name, Napoleon, so NAP, and turned it into her vision, my wife's vision. So that's what really led me to the music industry, was wanting to see her get her stuff out and do it the way that she wanted to do it. And being a protector meant, okay, now I got to really learn this business. So what's funny, Del Roadcap, shout out to Del Roadcap, who was an executive. He was the one who signed Herbie Lovebug. He signed Salt and Pepper, amongst a few others, but those were his first 2. And I went knocking on doors to every label in New York City. No exaggeration. And this from the morning, like maybe 8:30 in the morning, all the way up through about 6 in the evening. I knocked on his door, and he was actually he opened it, he was coming out of his office to leave, and was gracious enough, humble enough to allow me back in his office and sit down and talk about this industry. Now, the funny thing was, thank God he happened to be a sports fan, a big sports fan. Mm. So we got into, he saw the national champion, well, he saw the Fiesta Bowl ring at the time on my hand. Like, wait a minute. You said Eugene Napoleon. Nah, West Virginia, Eugene Napoleon. Get out of here. So that opened up a door that allowed us to start talking about music and everything else. I know I made him late for dinner that night because we wound up talking to about almost 9 o'clock. 5:30, 6 o'clock. We wound up talking to about 9 o'clock. But the knowledge and the truthfulness as a high executive at the time in that industry to sit with me and the things that I read and the things that I knew to have that conversation with him to clarify and to confirm meant the world to me. So when I came back home, it was, that's exactly what I thought. Some of the things he clarified, some of the things he confirmed, some of the things that was, nah, don't do that. You might want to do this. It was an awesome thing. But again, before even having that conversation, it was studying of some of the industry books back then. It was talking to different attorneys. It was meeting with people that had been doing it at that time for a long time, taking meetings. These are things that you have to have your feet in the fire to learn. You can't learn everything by reading a book. Because once you read it, if you don't get a chance to apply it, then where's the comprehension? So for me, it was thrown into the fire with starting my own label, going out and trying to get distribution deals, which was interesting. So my thing was, because I knew that my wife writes all her own stuff, she started her own publishing company. Day one. Because again, if this is what you want to do, it goes back to what I said about being well-versed and understanding the industry as a whole. The most important thing is you have to own the rights to your masters and own the
rights to your music. Yep. I tell you, did it do it thing?
It did the
It
thing.
did the thing. Oh my goodness.
He's frozen,
Oh my goodness.
but we still moving.
There you go.
There you go. Okay.
It did the thing. Yeah.
Hear you. It's like on our end, you froze, and we was like, "Did it do the thing again?"
Wow.
It did the thing again, because we heard you got to the point where
it was
publishing.
Yeah.
Owning the
And-
rights to your own.
Yeah.
Right. Owning the rights to, right. Publishing and again, it goes back to what I said earlier, just knowing what this industry is and knowing how to protect yourself in it. We did that from day one. Now, trying to get distribution deals and take that concept of what you think your music is and trying to get distribution deals is something totally different. I never wanted to go to a label or a distributor and say, could you give us $1 gazillion? Because I understood what that meant as well. Like, no, we want to be in a position you put something out where you pretty much own a ownership stake in it versus signing to a label. So from way back when, we understood that concept, and that's how we got caught up in the industry. So me as an executive, that part, it meant a lot to me because not only am I protecting my wife, but it's a source of everybody else can kind of look at the blueprint. And I explained that to every artist I've ever dealt with. I explained it to every manager. Go out, start your own company, go get a distribution deal. That way you're in an ownership position versus going out there and trying to do it as an artist. And I get it. A lot of times back in the day, everybody was trying to get that bag. Let's get signed, let's get, an advancement, which is nothing more than
Probably 50,000 to 100,000. Did it do it? What is that? It's still acting up. Jeez.
started when digital started outselling physical distribution. We were fortunate to fall right in line with one of the biggest, actually at the time, Grooves was the biggest digital company out there. So, and ironically enough, thank God, all these years later, they've been tied to some majors, Universal Music Group, now Virgin. And throughout the course of this, we've been with them from that time until now, along with our associate and my guy Pro out in the West Coast. Shout out to Pro for putting all this together all these years. It's a beautiful thing. But I'm gonna go back to something I said earlier. We don't do this, and we didn't do this by ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're the company, we're the label, she's the writer, I'm the executive, whatever. But my point is, along the way, yeah, I helped to give Pro his first distribution deal with In Groups. And in turn, when Naya took a hiatus from the industry for some years, when we came right back, I called Pro to reconnect that same deal because I had given him his first deal. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And subsequently, I think I've negotiated, I want to say 16 to 17 worldwide distribution deals in my career. And I'm proud of that because, like you said, it's the knowledge of understanding how to move in that space that it has allowed us to sustain for the last 27 years.
Mm. That's why I said we're having this conversation with a legendary person.
Absolutely.
You're talking about a man who has been pro football, his height college career at West Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
You're talking about a gentleman that's been on Wall Street.
Mm-hmm.
Like the knowledge that this man right here has.
I like his brain.
I know, just take his brain, all the information in it, just implant it. Just
give me the brain.
But one thing I can say about him is that he is very open.
Very.
And he doesn't hide anything from
no
you.
Transparency.
He's all transparency.
Just
all, he's just, it's clear. You dust your glass. Just, you see right through him because he gives you the knowledge that you seek, and he doesn't hold anything back, whether it's, something negative about a situation, because you don't ask him his opinion. You got to be, they say, be careful what you ask for.
Yeah.
And with this one right here,
no filter, straight chaser. He's just gonna give it to you.
He just gonna give it to you straight.
It's gonna be what it's gonna be. He gonna say what he gonna say. He gonna make his point, and I guarantee you it's gonna be valid.
Very much so.
When he get it, and just tell you, and just don't have no hard feelings afterwards.
Exactly.
You just gotta take it with a grain of salt. And
I appreciate it. Yeah. Thank you for the kind words. My mother always said, "Don't waste words."
Exactly. I'm the same way.
If you don't mean it, don't say it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That is true. And if you can't accept the truth, then don't ask.
Mm-hmm. That word "why" is very powerful. Very powerful.
I appreciate it. A lot of things I've learned over the years in every industry, from the sports part of it, as being a sports agent for 10 years. That was really interesting. All the way through the educational system and being, teacher of the year multiple times, 25 years as a special education teacher, currently still to this day. That's an interesting, channeling that energy. It is interesting, but I thank God for it all. I wouldn't change anything in my life because it brought some serious lessons, and a lot of hardships. You know my story, youngest of 7, my mother buried 5 or 7 children. And so a lot of hardships that brought me some real clear lessons in life as to what not to do. Mm-hmm. What everybody else was doing over there to the left, I was usually to the right. Or vice versa. Everybody over to the right, I'm usually to the left. I was always that kid who kind of listened to his own drum, so to speak. But I think that's because being the youngest, it's almost like I was smart enough. You sit back and you learn from everybody else, but then you're trying to do it your own way anyway, because you are the youngest. So it worked, and I thank God for it. But my mom had a lot to do with all of that. because she poured so much into me. I wouldn't be where I am today had it not been for a mother like that, the way she raised me. So I give a lot of credence to my mom. Married for 30 years and wound up marrying a woman that understands we are yoked from the same type of mother. Because my mother-in-law, oh my God, was just like my mom. They're both Southern belles. You know, my mother-in-law was from Macon, Georgia. My mother was from King Street, South Carolina. So they were rooted in tradition as to you have to do things the right way. So when you're raised that way, it's hard to tear away from that faith. You know, my mother was the mother of my brother's church. My brother was a bishop. So I was raised in the church. You know, Tracy, my wife, she knows the word. We know what you're supposed to do and what you're not supposed to do. So that doesn't change no matter how much money, no matter how much success, no matter what industry you're in, that shouldn't change. I mean, at least, again, I'm speaking personally for me. That should not change. That foundation of how you was raised should not change. And if you find yourself in an industry that's changing you, then you need to get your hips about that industry. Period.
Very much so.
Because that's nothing good for you if that's what you're doing. And if money changes you, then listen, yeah, you need to go back to the root of the situation and learn, like, all money is not good money.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
All deals are not good deals.
Absolutely.
Yep. So watch who
said
brings the
that the
deal to
other
the
day.
table.
You know, I said that the other day. All money ain't good money.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you can hear me, but now
Yeah, we can
Bev,
hear
you're
you.
frozen. Could you hear me?
Yep. We can hear you.
Yep.
Because on our end, you're frozen.
Mhm.
We're glitching again.
Yep.
I'm
Yeah,
not
but we
sure.
still hear
Could you
you.
hear me, Bev?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now. Guess not. Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe so. Who knows? I don't know. We got to go through it again. Technology.
When you trying to give some good information
I tell you.
to people and they just it does things, and it's funny how they got him caught here. He
I
like,
know, right? He's like,
yeah, so
Yeah.
he'll probably jump back in. But you guys,
we
this,
got to get out of here in a couple minutes. I see.
yeah,
Wow. Time flew.
time flew so much. But you know what? We got to have him back on because we didn't even talk about his book.
I know.
So you guys, y'all have to order his book from off of Amazon.
Mhm.
He has Reflections.
2.0.
He got
Well, he got
Reflections,
first. Right.
and
But
then
the
he
newest
has
is 2.0.
the newest is Reflections 2.0.
Mhm.
So y'all have to order the book. We'll put it up on our page, on our Facebook page. We'll put it up on the WBNC radio.net page,
Mhm.
our website. We'll put on all social media so you guys can go and grab your copies. And technology is a mother.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
But it's okay. So y'all are tuned in to the CL Smoov and Bev Brooks show on Napoleon's Corner, powered by WBNC Breaking Chains Radio. I'm your girl, Bev Brooks,
It's your man, DJ CL Smoov.
and we'd like to thank y'all for tuning in.
Yes.
WBNC Breaking Chains Radio is the home of
The CL Smoov and Bev Brooks show.